Hey! What's up, everybody? This is your girl, Miss P. I hope you're doing fabulous. Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 6 Reunion Part number uno. Dose and Trace are coming soon. If you guys have missed all of my reviews, or you missed one, you missed the other, the playlist is down below so that you can catch up. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It is free 99, and like this video. It's free to do that too. Liking it, that helps. I appreciate it. Every reunion, I go down who looked the best, whose hair was giving me life, who was ready to go, who was extra. So let's just go in order. Lanithia, Monique Leakes, okay? She was giving me too much last night. Not only with her ensemble and her lace front, but she was giving me too much with her attitude. Like, shit was stinking. Like, she was just pressed. Like, she didn't want to be there. She was even snappy with Andy. Maybe her back was hurting from Dancing with the Stars. Shit, I don't know. But girl, be happy that you getting a check and you on somebody's couch, okay? As far as her ensemble, she had on this pink little, it looked velvety. Is that velvet? The lace front, no. The makeup, The only thing I did like were her shoes, but her attitude just made everything wrong. Next, I have to give the award of the night for who was put together to Miss Kenya Moore. Kenya is always put together to me. I love her hair. She gives it to me each and every time. We're gonna talk about how Miss Portia almost yanked that bitch out. But we're gonna talk about that later. But she was put together. She had on this cute little red ensemble that was hugging the curves. The girls were out, but they weren't like rare. The hair was bone straight. Love that look on her. Everybody can't pull off bone straight, okay? But she was giving it to me. I did not see the makeup up close, but I didn't see a lot of pimpleage or anything. So kudos to you, Kenya. You did it. A close runner up, I have to give it for hair to my girl Kandi Burruss, okay? Kandi was giving it to me in her confessionals all season with that hair, and she gave it to me during this reunion. I loved it. As far as the ensemble, I didn't know if it was cold. I didn't know if it was hot. I just didn't know. But all in all, I'ma just have to say to the ensemble, it was alright. Next up, after Kenya, I will have to say that Miss Portia Stewart was giving, is it still Stewart? Anyway, she was giving me everything. I love the hair. It was everything. That little bang. Y'all know I love me a bang. It was sitting. I loved it. Also, her outfit, it was really, really cute. It was sitting. She had her new girlfriends out and ready for attention, and I loved her shoes. Everything was put together. Cynthia, usually Cynthia gets the award. Cynthia, she just didn't try as hard as she has for the last couple of seasons. Hair was cute. It wasn't too extra. It wasn't the hair that she had at her Bailey Bowl. Her girls were out, but the ensemble just wasn't giving it to me like she has in past years. And last but not least, Miss Phaedra Parks. I will say the last couple of seasons I was like, girl. But she tried this season. I have to give it. She had that Smurf powder blue. She had that natural updo. And okay. Andy opens it up asking what everybody wants to know about Apollo and his little fraud allegations and all that stuff. And is Hims going to jail? What's gonna happen? And Phaedra, she gave the great attorney answer, the lie or your answer that she would give anybody. Hey, my name is Bennett. I wasn't in it, but we gonna get it and try to acquit it. Aha! Y'all be good. And that was it. Meaning she's taking blood thinners now when she's on the plane and all that. She doing better, and she was still stank. So I ain't even gonna tell her story with enthusiasm. Okay, y'all know every single reunion, no matter what show you're looking at, the driest reunion I've seen lately was The Real World. The explosion, oh my god, that was so dry. But y'all know every reunion is dry as I don't know what for the first 20 minutes. And Andy Nim wasted a whole 10 minutes talking about twerking, and I was like, okay, what's the point? What's the point of this, y'all? And Cynthia trying to talk, shut up. A couple episodes back, y'all remember when Kenya was talking about she can get dick from anywhere and blah, blah, blah. When could dick be openly said on TV? I understand that I just said it, but this is YouTube. I can say whatever I want. But on TV, even when people say titties, I'm like, ugh. Like, it was censored for so long. Now that I hear it, I'm like, oh, y'all can say dick on TV? And Kenya said dick about 50 times. Everybody on the couch was like, ooh. And Cynthia, I think she was her translator for this whole shebang, because she's sitting there like, well, I know the whole people Oh, and don't nobody try to give me the dick. Cynthia, don't nobody want to give you no dick. Ugh. So there were segments throughout the show where everybody had a little talking bit. The first one was the whole Candy saga about the play and Nene. So they addressed that, and I thought that was mad awkward. But Nene was saying how, I've been doing Ryan Murphy and I just don't do Candy Burris. And Candy, of course, was like, well, I wasn't expecting for Nene to And Nene was like, well, I turned down a lot of jobs. And I was just like, ew, Nene. I can't stand that with people. People who done got a little change and now they acting real strange. Get your life, girl. Ugh. Time for the whole lateness bit. Now, I've talked about it before. Go back to the episode to see how I dig on people who are late. I'm late every now and again, but I do agree with, you know, showing up 2 hours late. That's real extra. Get your life. And Nene, she really gave no fucks at all. Not at all. She was like, and it was Miss Candy, honey, who was late all the time. And Candy was like, okay, I'm gonna take the late award. All right, I went and got me a chicken biscuit from Chick-fil-A. I don't care. I got a driver now. Bitch, bye. I ain't going on no more trips with you. Phaedra versus Kenya. All right. Phaedra said, this is basically the gist of it. Y'all know they go back and forth all day. Phaedra said, you need to stop being a whore. And then Kenya was like, well, hey girl, you need to look at yourself. And then she was like, keep playing with your little toy. And they just went back and forth. It was pointless. But now it was time to talk about Kenya's trials and tribulations. Cynthia was her speaker yet again, saying how everybody loved Velvet. I was rooting for Phaedra. I was like, yes, Phaedra, you better smooth it on out. You better tell them how you could have buried Velvet. But then she had to say, I was very sad to hear Velvet's passing because that was probably one of Kenya's only good friends. I died. Like, I was sitting there hollering, laughing. It was very funny. But Kenya, she was like, now you could have done. Then they started talking about Akeem, the African prince, and where is he at, because ain't nobody seen him. And that's where the shit hit the fan, because then Portia got in there and she was like, ain't nobody seen the African prince, because if you had a man and booba dooba doo. And Kenya, that hit a nerve, because Portia, she was speaking the truth all night, and Kenya, she was like, she not gonna talk about my invisible man. I'm about to hit below belt. Let's talk about all the things that went wrong. Kenya had props. Okay, I understood the fan from last season, but she just should have had the scepter, and that was it. Nothing else. No, what is it called? A blowhorn? Whatever. She shouldn't have had that at all. That was even agitating me. It was too loud for me. So I can only understand Cynthia and her dumb ass just sitting there not saying nothing. But for it to travel over and hit Portia, Portia has gone through a lot of shat with Kenya this season. So I can only imagine what she was thinking. So let me continue. I don't even know what was said, but here's the action. This is what really matters. Kenya had the little baton and she told her blah, blah, blah. Portia she yanked the baton and threw that bitch on the floor. I was like, yes, the scepter is gone. Portia was trying to spill the tea, and Andy was like, please don't say no names. We don't want to get sued. Please don't say no names. But she kept talking, and after the scepter was gone, here goes Kenya. She was like, spell scepter. Now, I have to give it to Kenya. That was funny, because Portia was sitting there talking about whatever, because she knew not to tackle scepter. That was done. I was like, okay. Here goes Nene spilling the tea about the African prince, saying they were over in Beverly Hills, and the prince was like, Kenya more. And she was like, what the fuck? I do the same thing. Who is this hollering names at me? I don't have time. Kenya was talking about how Nene, she's very rude to her fans, and she had met the African prince of Zamunda. Here goes Andy. He was like, now, would you take a lie detector test to prove that you do have a boyfriend? And she was like, I don't have to prove. I would take one, but the way that my account is set up, I'm just not gonna do that. We don't have to prove our love, because y'all have never seen me out in public with anybody, famous or not, because I'm under the radar and blah, 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 blah. I'm just like everybody else on the couch. Where is he at? Then they start talking about Walter. Next thing I know, Kenya had the little blowhorn. Blow, blow. And the fight, it happened so fast. I was like, oh my God, what happened? What happened? Kenya got up. Portia got up. They rose from the dead. It was Easter yesterday. They rose. And next thing I know, Andy was like, hell no. He just went like, he tried to get in there. but Portia was too quick. She had took that neck and then she said, nah, I can't do nothing with the neck. Let me get the hair. It was a hair snatch. Like, I have weave in right now, but I even just tugged on the weave like, no, even though I don't even know if hers is all real or those were extensions, but I was just like, ah. Everybody out there, if you didn't even go, ah, ooh, it looked like it hurt. It really did. Nene's face was priceless. She was like, oh, 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 oh. Portia was trying to beat that ass. And I was like, go, go, go. That's how I would have been. I'm glad I wasn't a cast member because I would have been rooting Portia on, because you don't agitate somebody to the point that they want to beat your ass, because they are actually going to attempt. And some people actually go through with beating your ass. What would have done in this situation? If somebody's provoking you, what would you have done? Who's in the wrong? Who's in the right? But all I have to say is, I'm glad that it happened. I know, y'all, Miss P, that's not right. She shouldn't have done that, and blah, 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 blah. No, I wanted it to go a little bit further. I'm Team Portia. Then everybody was coming around. I thought it was a prayer circle. I didn't know what happened. So everybody's around her. Nene was like, bitch, don't you say nothing you not supposed to say. Just hush, girl. Everybody talking about, we talked about this yesterday, not to beat her ass. Well, you shouldn't have done that. No, girl. And here goes Portia. I'm so embarrassed. Kicking the floor. I was like, what? Some people after a fight, they like, whoa, whoa, don't you let me see you in the street. She's one of the fallout criers that's embarrassed. I was like, huh? Kenya, this is how I know that she was ready for it and she was waiting for it and she wanted to agitate, because here she was right after Portia was like, no, 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 this is too much. I shouldn't have done that. Kenya was all up in Andy's face. She needs to be fired, thinking this is the real world. She needs to be fired. Fired. It's either her or me. Making threat, her or me. Kenya talking about I'm not a victim and all of this. That's how that happened. That's how the fight started, because she was talking about she wasn't a victim and blah blah blah. Just lying the whole season. Just always yeah. Them confessionals will get people in trouble. I love the commentary with Phaedra and Candy. The whole time they sitting over in the corner like, that's a Decatur beat down. She beat her ass. Like, ooh, I loved it. They were like the two hands on the side. They didn't want to get their face messed up because there was a wedding next week. Loved it. All while this is happening, Portia's still on the floor. She's been on the floor for about 10 minutes and some change. Everybody is taken to their respective corners. And I understood that. I mean, they needed a break. That was a lot for me. I'm so glad they did this on episode part 1. I'm so excited that they did that, because normally Bravo waits until like the 8th reunion special to show this. But here's the thing. Kenya, she was already gone. She knew she didn't want that to happen no more. She was halfway clear to Augusta, okay? She was gone. Everybody's still talking to Portia, trying to calm her down, saying it's okay. And she had a carrier. I thought that was dope. Every time you're in a fight, you should have a dude on the sidelines waiting to carry you, to take you to your respective place. I thought that was dope. But Andy, he had went to both of them. He went to Kenya. He was like, you all right? Okay, I'm sorry this has happened. We don't condone violence. We'll see you for part 2. Eat you some cheese or something. Then he went to see Portia and he actually sat down and was like, bitch, what was you thinking? You know good and well I can't have this on my show. We can't do this on the network. No, girl, you need to go home. I can't have you continue today. You need to get your life, and you have a good one. The check gonna be in the mail, but we're gonna have to look over these contracts again, because girl, you tried it. I'm gonna have a nice prayer circle for Portia's checks. Also, I want to have a nice prayer circle for Kenya's scalp, because I don't know what happened with that tugging. I don't know if she got punched in the throat. She ran off so quick. I don't know what happened. I just want y'all to pray out there, okay? Please pray. Who did I think was wrong? Kenya was in the wrong. You don't provoke people. You don't do that and expect nothing to happen. And same with Portia. People don't look at Portia like, ooh, she do something like that. But hey, the people that you don't think will beat your ass will eventually, something will pop, okay? So you can never look at people and think, oh, they ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna do nothing. But Portia, I mean, she said she was embarrassed. So yeah, Kenya, next time duck. Down below in the comment section, I want to know what you guys think about the whole fight. Who did you think was right? Who did you think was wrong? And if you are provoked, what do you do? Do you go ahead and just mollywop? Do you have a cussing battle? Or do you not say nothing? You just walk away. What do you do? I want to know down below. Personally, for Miss P, when I feel threatened, when I feel like people in my face, first of all, you ain't gonna get that close to me, to my face. Just saying, okay? All day, every day. I don't get down like that. I'm short. I'm only 5'2", so I don't even let nobody get that close anyway. Like, they feel everybody's a threat to me, really. If you're taller than me, you're a threat automatically. So I feel like we need to take steps back. I used to be a verbal assassin, but I'm learning, you know, how to turn that anger into like a peaceful energy. But sometimes it's hard, because some people, you really just want to punch them in the face. Just saying. Hey, but let me know down below, what are your scare tactics? Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace, love, and all that good stuff. God bless. Bye.